Have you ever wondered how radio waves can travel across continents, bringing music, news, and stories right into our homes? The invention of radio was a game changer that transformed global communication, connecting people in ways that were once unimaginable. Get ready for a journey through some fascinating, little-known facts about the history and science of radio, from its mysterious origins to the powerful impact it still has today. Join us as we explore 7 amazing facts about the invention of radio and its lasting legacy. Guglielmo Marconi and the race to transmit wireless sound. Guglielmo Marconi, an Italian inventor, is often hailed as the father of radio. But the race to send sound through the air was competitive and intense. Marconi's early interest in electricity and engineering inspired him to experiment with the transmission of signals without wires. By 1895, he had managed to send and receive signals over short distances, and in 1901 he made headlines when he transmitted a signal across the Atlantic Ocean. Marconi's achievement marked the beginning of long-distance wireless communication, paving the way for what we know today as radio. It's fascinating to note that Marconi's work wasn't entirely original. He built on discoveries by scientists like Nikola Tesla, Heinrich Hertz, and Alexander Popov, each of whom made vital contributions to electromagnetic wave theory. While Marconi was the first to bring radio technology to the mainstream, many believe that Tesla deserves equal credit for his pioneering ideas about wireless transmission. Marconi's commercial success, however, established his legacy and earned him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1909. The historical debate over Marconi's role reflects the complexity of invention and innovation. Inventions often come from collective contributions rather than one individual's genius, and radio is no exception. The collaboration and competition between inventors like Marconi and Tesla highlight how radio was not just a technical challenge, but also a global pursuit for knowledge and progress. This competition sparked creativity, driving inventors to push the boundaries of what seemed scientifically possible. As Marconi's technology evolved, so did the possibilities of radio. His initial focus was on wireless telegraphy, transmitting Morse code without cables. But eventually, radio waves were adapted to carry voices and music. Today, Marconi's breakthroughs are remembered as the start of a new era in human communication, transforming how we share information, connect with others, and experience the world. The role of radio waves and how they work. Radio waves are a type of electromagnetic wave, which means they travel at the speed of light. What's fascinating is that these waves carry information through vibrations, which are translated into sounds by the receiver. Radio waves themselves are invisible, silent, and only perceptible through technology, which allows us to experience the sound they carry. When a transmitter emits radio waves, they spread out in all directions, passing through walls and other obstacles, which is why you can listen to a radio inside a building, or even while driving through a tunnel. These waves vary in frequency and wavelength, creating different channels and frequencies. For instance, AM, amplitude modulation radio waves vary in amplitude, while FM, frequency modulation, radio waves vary in frequency. Each type of wave has unique properties. AM radio waves can travel long distances, especially at night when they reflect off the ionosphere, creating a skip effect. This is why you can sometimes pick up stations from far away when listening to AM at night. FM radio, on the other hand, has a shorter range but provides higher sound quality, which makes it ideal for music. The physics behind radio waves may sound complex, but it all boils down to this. Radio frequencies allow us to send signals over vast distances, turning invisible vibrations into recognizable sounds. The range of radio frequencies is incredibly wide, from very low frequencies used for long-distance communication to very high frequencies used for short-range applications like Wi-Fi. Radio waves are so essential to modern technology that they are carefully managed and regulated, with each frequency range assigned specific uses to avoid interference. The magic of radio waves lies in how effortlessly they bridge distances. From listening to the news broadcast across states to tuning into international music, radio waves make it all possible. Even though most people don't think about it, every time you turn on the radio, you're tapping into a remarkable scientific phenomenon. The golden age of radio entertainment. In the 1920s, radio quickly became a sensation, transforming entertainment across the world. Known as the golden age of radio, this era brought live music, dramatic storytelling, and news broadcasts to audiences everywhere. Before television became popular, families gathered around the radio to listen to plays, serial dramas, and live performances. Radio became a central part of daily life, with programs like soap operas, children's stories, and comedy shows captivating audiences. Radio's ability to reach people regardless of socio-economic background contributed to its widespread influence. During the Great Depression, radio served as an escape, providing entertainment and comfort during difficult times. Programs like The Lone Ranger and The Shadow became household favorites, with fans tuning in every week to hear the latest adventures. Radio broadcasters and producers realized the potential of radio to connect with listeners, and so they began creating content that encouraged regular listening, forming the early model of appointment listening. One of radio's most famous moments came in 1938 with Orson Welles' broadcast of the War of the Worlds. The dramatic, realistic style of the broadcast reportedly caused some listeners to panic, thinking an actual alien invasion was underway. This incident demonstrated the power of radio to evoke real emotions and even influence public perception. Welles's broadcast remains a fascinating example of how radio could blur the lines between fiction and reality, immersing listeners in the story. While the golden age eventually faded with the rise of television, radio's impact on entertainment endures. The techniques developed by early radio producers influenced modern storytelling in television, film, and even podcasts, proving that radio's legacy goes far beyond sound waves. The golden age remains a testament to radio's ability to captivate, entertain, and connect people. How radio helped shape world events. Radio became more than just entertainment, it was a critical tool in shaping history. During World War II, for example, radio served as an essential source of information. Leaders like Franklin D. Roosevelt used radio to speak directly to the public, reassuring them during uncertain times. His fireside chats connected the president to millions of listeners, creating a sense of closeness and trust. In Europe, the BBC broadcasted news and updates to occupied territories, providing hope to those living under oppressive regimes. Radio's ability to deliver real-time news transformed how people experienced world events. For the first time, citizens could hear reports from the front lines, speeches from their leaders, and updates on important events. This immediacy changed public engagement, making people more informed and connected to what was happening globally. During the D-Day invasion in 1944, BBC correspondents provided live reports, bringing the reality of war into the homes of ordinary citizens. Radio also played a major role in the civil rights movement. Activists and leaders used radio to broadcast their messages, reaching audiences that may have otherwise been isolated. Civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. and other influential figures understood the power of radio to mobilize, inform, and inspire people in their struggle for equality. As radio continued to develop, it became a tool for public education and awareness. Events like the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969 were broadcast live, uniting listeners worldwide in a shared experience. Radio brought history to life, turning faraway events into shared, impactful moments for millions of listeners. Radio's evolution into a music powerhouse. The rise of music radio transformed it into a cultural phenomenon and a powerful force in the music industry. In the 1950s and 60s, rock and roll exploded onto the scene, and radio stations became the primary way for fans to hear their favorite artists. DJs were pivotal in promoting new music, often becoming local celebrities with their distinct personalities and music tastes. Legendary DJs like Alan Freed introduced rock and roll to new audiences, helping to popularize artists like Elvis Presley and the Beatles. Radio stations became the epicenter of musical discovery, where trends were born and fan bases grew. Radio also played a major role in the rise of Motown, soul, and R&B, genres that had significant cultural impacts across the globe. The reach of radio helped break down social and racial barriers, bringing music from diverse backgrounds to mainstream audiences. Songs that were once regional or niche now had the potential to become national or even international hits thanks to radio airplay. This power made radio essential for both established artists and newcomers who relied on it for exposure. The concept of the Top 40 chart, which ranked the most popular songs, emerged from the radio industry. These playlists and countdown shows gave rise to hit culture, where everyone knew what was popular and trending. The Top 40 format became a global phenomenon, guiding listeners' tastes and influencing the music industry's focus on producing chart-topping singles. With the invention of portable radios, listeners could take their favorite music anywhere, from beach parties to road trips. This convenience further embedded radio in people's everyday lives, making it a soundtrack to countless personal moments and memories. Today, even with streaming services, radio remains a powerful medium for music discovery and a vital link between fans and their favorite artists. The science behind radio waves and space exploration. The same radio waves that bring you music and news have also been critical to exploring space. Radio waves travel through the vacuum of space, allowing scientists to communicate with spacecraft and rovers millions of miles away. Radio telescopes use these waves to listen to distant galaxies, stars, and even black holes, providing valuable data about our universe. The Voyager 1 and 2 spacecraft, launched in 1977, continue to transmit data back to Earth using radio signals, even as they venture into interstellar space. Radio waves are ideal for space exploration because they can travel long distances without needing a physical medium. NASA and other space agencies rely on radio to control rovers, collect images from deep space, and receive scientific data. For example, the famous images and discoveries from the Mars rovers were all made possible by radio communication. Radio signals from Mars can take anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes to reach Earth, depending on the planet's positions, showing just how far-reaching radio technology is. Radio astronomy is another fascinating application where scientists use radio waves to study celestial bodies. Radio waves reveal information that is invisible to optical telescopes, including phenomena like pulsars, quasars, and cosmic microwave background radiation, the remnants of the Big Bang. These discoveries have expanded our understanding of the cosmos and our place within it, giving us insights into the universe's earliest moments. Even as we develop more advanced forms of communication, radio remains essential for space exploration. It's remarkable to think that the same principles Marconi pioneered are now being used to explore the furthest reaches of our galaxy, proving that radio is truly universal in its applications. This connection between everyday radio and cosmic exploration adds a new level of awe to a technology that we often take for granted. The enduring power and relevance of radio today. Despite the rise of television, the internet, and social media, radio has remained a popular and resilient medium worldwide. Over the years, radio has evolved with new technologies, from AM and FM to satellite and internet streaming. Today, online radio and podcasts have given radio a digital rebirth, allowing it to reach global audiences like never before. Streaming platforms allow anyone to access radio stations from around the world, connecting listeners with diverse cultures, music, and ideas. Radio also adapts quickly to serve specific needs and communities, which keeps it relevant even in today's digital age. During natural disasters and emergencies, radio remains one of the most reliable sources of information, as it doesn't rely on internet connectivity. Emergency broadcasts provide critical updates, helping people stay informed and safe during crises. Governments and organizations often prioritize radio for disaster communication, proving that its utility goes beyond entertainment. In many regions, radio continues to play a key role in education, health information, and public awareness. Community radio stations around the world broadcast in local languages, sharing information tailored to listeners' unique cultural and regional needs. In rural or remote areas, radio is often the most accessible form of communication, providing educational programs and healthcare advice that might otherwise be out of reach. For millions, radio is not only about the music or talk shows, it's about a sense of community and connection. Call-in shows, local news segments, and community events foster a feeling of belonging among listeners. Even as new forms of media emerge, radio remains a powerful, adaptable medium that connects, informs, and entertains people in ways that continue to evolve. That wraps up our journey through the incredible history of radio. From groundbreaking discoveries to its role in shaping world events, radio has been a remarkable force in human history. If you enjoyed this exploration, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Innovision Tech. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Until next time, keep discovering the world's wonders with us.